Hi, my name is Karen Harker, and I'm applying to be a Gale Ambassador for the 2018-2019 school year at the University of Birmingham. I've already sent in my application materials, and now I'm going to answer a few of the questions that were set out on the application. So in terms of what I would say to students if I were lecturing about the importance of primary materials, I think that I would start with trying to appeal to students' desire to do their own work, their own original research. I think so often they get bored with getting sort of talked at in lectures that are typical of traditional academic settings. And while such practices have their place, I think that sometimes they can stifle a student's natural creativity and curiosity for a particular subject. I tell students that using primary sources offers them unique autonomy over their research, allowing them to go on an adventure of sorts through archival materials just waiting to be discovered or rediscovered. This autonomy allows the student to take pride in his or her original work, which in turn boosts their confidence and passion for the subject. Additionally, I'd offer that being in an archive is an exhilarating experience once you can find that little nugget of knowledge that you've been searching for or that maybe no one else has noticed. It's like finding a piece to a missing puzzle, only you yourself have created the framework for that puzzle. Thus, primary sources don't just deepen or expand the research project itself, but also the researcher. They excite and invigorate, inspiring future projects, opening up a whole new way of thinking, researching, and working creatively and originally with primary sources. I think there are many ways that Gale could increase usability across the University of Birmingham for their digital archives. But two of my ideas for doing this are the first being teaching students how to navigate these digital interfaces. It can also often pose a challenge to students when they're not sure about how to use an interface or even how to think about keyword searches and mind mapping and thinking about which words fit together and how can I search to find what I'm looking for. I think that hosting workshops for students that offer a step-by-step lesson on how to use these archives and allows them to sort of troubleshoot with a teacher leader in front of them who's experienced with the archive and can help them troubleshoot or find things that are related to their particular research is a really good place to start. These workshops would not only actually advertise that the archive is there and ready to be used, but also do that extension and scaffolding of teaching students how to use these amazing tools that they're actually paying for in their tuition. I think the second way of increasing this awareness of the digital resource is using social media as a way of advertising. I think that we know that this is a main source of communicating and advertising for 21st century learners. And so I think that Gale has to start thinking about how do we create content that is short, yet engaging, yet informative, that we can put on various social media platforms and engage students almost instantly. And I think the way to do this is to have video content, which is usually the most viewed content on social media, have video content of very specific snippets, lessons, blurbs, showing how to use one feature of a particular database. And these could eventually grow into series of videos or something like that. But I think that using social media as an advertising outlet will hit that target market right in the center and make sure that it's appealing to 21st century learners rather than maybe 20th century learners. I think that I'm an excellent candidate for this role because I am an experienced archival researcher and have a passion for making archival materials relevant to students and the general public of all levels and abilities. My personal project that I'm working on for my PhD actually involves reconstructing and digitizing parts of archives that have pretty much been lost in terms of theater history in relation to Shakespeare. And I'm really excited that an opportunity such as this has presented itself to the students of University of Birmingham. I am excellent communicator. I have a teaching background, and so I'm very comfortable communicating on digital platforms as well as speaking in person. And I have a passion for fostering an environment where students feel empowered to pursue their own research interests. I think that this is where real learning happens, is in the research itself, not in sitting in a lecture and hearing what someone else has to say. This fellowship aligns with my desire to make archives the nexus of 21st century learning, and I would absolutely love the opportunity to take part in such an exciting mission. Thank you for your time and consideration.